God. Oh, Brian, are you okay?
Before you start to feel bad for Brian's bones that we're about to see get broken on this list, just remember that this is also Brian.
Yes, Joe, everything's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Ha 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 ha, you're in a wheelchair.
What's that supposed to mean?
I bet you can't get a boner.
That's not very nice, Brian.
Neither is your mother's ass.
Today we're going through every piece of karma that was delivered to Brian Griffin, starting from the lightest little slap on the wrist all the way up to the moment that Brian genuinely gets destroyed. There are 15 of these, and they get worse as we go on. So what are we waiting for? Let's get into it. In the episode Peter Normal Activity, Brian is going through one of his fake intellectual phases and decides the missing piece is a pair of glasses.
What, these? Come on. Last thing I want is attention. It's just that when you've read as many books as I have, it takes a toll, you know?
You sure it's not from watching too much close-up porn on your phone?
There's no reason he needs them. His vision is perfectly fine. He just thinks that they make him look like they're the kind of guy who reads books. Even the whole house has noticed those glasses of his, and they're all over it. The one with the lowest tolerance for this kind of thing is Stewie, who calls him out about the glasses constantly throughout the episode.
You're so full of it, you don't need those things.
Wait, who said that? Oh, Stewie.
You are just horrible. You're even worse than those people who take dumps in the shower.
Brian, who has never once taken constructive criticism from anyone, refuses to take them off because that would mean admitting he was wearing them for looks. So, Stewie eventually decides to handle it himself. He grabs a baseball bat, walks up to Brian, and just swings it directly at his face.
Hey, Bri?
Yeah?
Ah! Damn it! Ah! There's glass in my eye! Oh! Son of a bitch! Ah!
The glass goes everywhere. Brian's on the floor with shards in his eyes, yelling about it.
Mom says dinner's at 6. She wanted me to tell people, I don't know why.
Then Stewie tells him dinner is at 6. We genuinely feel sorry for Brian. He should have taken the glasses off when he had the chance. And we're literally just getting started. The next piece of karma is also a clean little bit of humiliation delivered straight to Brian. Except this time, it's delivered by the dumbest person in the entire family. The most embarrassing way to lose an argument is to lose to Peter Griffin, a man who once did this.
Do you have any idea?
In the episode Welcome Back, Carter, Brian sees the vast amount of books and decides on the spot that he needs to get involved in this conversation.
Oh, finally, another reader in the family. You know, these are some of my favorite books and authors.
He chimes in like he's also a big reader. He starts dropping references to authors and books he supposedly read. He starts doing the whole show fully expecting Peter to be impressed by the sudden intellectual energy in the room. Peter, who's genuinely just minding his business, asks him a simple question. What books has he been reading lately?
Oh, what are you reading right now?
Then Brian starts stuttering. He says he's between books at the moment.
Well, I'm sort of between books.
And he also claims he's rereading the classics.
Yeah? What was the last thing you read?
He's got you on the ropes now.
Well, I'm actually rereading a lot of stuff.
Yeah? Like what?
Just tap out.
The classics, you know? Going back to the,
He can't name a single specific title because he's not actually read any of these books in years. And Peter, of all the people, is the one who notices. The look on Brian's face after Peter realizes what's going on is honestly one of the best sights in the show.
Words on the printed page. Thank you, Steve Gutenberg, right? What is this, oak?
Oh, I don't even think it's oak.
Getting outed as a phony by Peter Griffin is the kind of moment that should make Brian reevaluate his entire identity. The next lot of karma takes things up a notch. It gets physical and well, the reason behind it is worse than the damage that it causes. The first lesson we want to share with you guys is that you should never ever lie to a blind woman about whether or not you're a dog, because it will definitely backfire. Well, Brian heard the warning, but he completely ignored it and became a demonstration. In The Blind Side, Brian starts dating a blind woman named Kate, who directly tells him during their conversation that she hates dogs.
Our stupid neighbor's dog barks 24/7. God, I hate dogs.
You do?
Yeah, they're just slobbery, annoying, needy little...
The honest move here for Brian would be to come clean and then take the rejection and move on with his day, but Brian takes a different route. He decides to keep lying to her about it.
Not really a dog person, I guess.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Kate eventually invites him over for dinner with her parents.
Hey, Brian, would you be cool with meeting my parents? They're in town this weekend, and I thought we could all have dinner.
And Brian agrees to go through with it. He brings Stewie along to help cover up any noises that might give him away. He sits at the table acting like a normal human being, eating and holding conversations quite well.
Oh, don't worry, I'm fine. I'm just sort of bandaged up right now. You must be Kate's parents. It's so nice to meet you.
Well, it's lovely to meet you too.
So what happened?
What happened is this one's a hero, is what happened.
That's pretty impressive, Brian. The plan goes sideways when his tail starts wagging under the table out of pure nervous energy.
Brian and Kate. I know we just met, but you seem like you're really good for our daughter.
And risking your life for those kids? You're a good guy, Brian. A really good guy.
Wow, thanks.
Stewie, who is fully committed to this lie at this point, grabs a knife and cuts Brian's actual tail off right there during the appetizers.
What's that thumping noise?
It's your tail. Stop wagging your tail. I can't help it. Do something. Damn it.
He just lost his tail because he couldn't say the word dog out loud to a woman who couldn't see him anyways. And of course, Kate finds out he's a dog later in the episode and dumps him for lying about it.
But I can't get over the fact that you lied to me. You screwed up, Brian. And now you're gonna have to watch me walk out that door.
So Brian's now without his tail and without the girl. The whole sacrifice was for nothing because he couldn't bring himself to be honest in the one situation where he actually had no reason not to be. There's also a second time Brian's mouth gets him in trouble, except this time the person on the other end has way less patience than Kate did. Becoming a real estate agent is a wild career pivot for Brian, but what we love about Brian is that he fully commits to what he chooses anyway. In Brian the Closer, Brian has somehow gotten himself a job as a realtor, and the way he got the job is actually relevant to how this karma plays out.
Thought I'd be in real estate. You think I can handle it?
Every other divorced mom at my kid's school is a realtor. I think you can handle it.
Quagmire was the one who helped him get a set of nicer teeth so he could look professional in front of clients. So Quagmire helped fund the whole career, which makes what Brian does next genuinely unbelievable. His first big move as an agent is to sell Quagmire a complete dump of an apartment for way more than it's worth.
You don't take the inside deals and give them to your friends.
What kind of inside deal are you talking about?
All I can say is, underpriced waterfront property that...
He talks it up by mentioning rising values. He gets Quagmire to sign before he even sees the actual condition of the place.
Hate Lou Sheridan.
It's Lou Sheridan.
That son of a bitch.
Say what you want, but he's got an eye for real estate. Let me just give him a call and let him know he's going to get the place.
Wait.
Quagmire, sitting in the middle of his new disaster apartment, eventually puts the whole picture together.
I don't know if you want this now, but I bought you a mini cactus.
What the hell? This is a dump.
Well, maybe it's still got a nice ocean view.
The harbor is poisoned.
So Quagmire walks straight up to Brian and knocks every single one of those teeth back out of his head.
And that is 72 hours. Enjoy your crap hole, dumbass.
You son of a bitch!
The teeth came from Quagmire, and then they went back to Quagmire. Brian is now without a job, and also without his teeth. The whole thing took about 30 seconds to undo a career that took Brian weeks to build. Hear us out on this. If you ever start a public health panic just to win an argument with your neighbor, you should at least make sure your dog doesn't get caught in the splash zone. In Catfight, Quagmire opens a cat cafe right next to Brian's favorite bar, and Brian, being a dog, decides he can't live with it.
What the hell is that?
Hey, shut up! Don't look at me! I'm dominant!
So instead of just getting a drink somewhere else like a normal person would do, he stages a one-man protest. He makes up fake diseases and starts scaring the customers off and gets the cafe shut down.
City Ordinance 321C states, food or drink shall not be prepared or consumed within 20 feet of fecal matter.
Damn it, Brian.
Then, the city, which has been listening to him scream about animal hygiene for the past 20 minutes, decides to extend the rule across all public establishments.
The city has said that no animals of any kind are allowed in any public establishment.
What? You gotta be kidding me. Well, that's all right, Brian.
Which means Brian himself is now banned from his favorite bar. Brian literally started the fire and walked directly into it. He spends most of the episode getting more and more miserable about not being able to drink, and eventually he runs into Quagmire in the street, and the two of them get into an actual fist fight in front of everyone.
You thirsty, boy? Yeah.
Brian, in the middle of the fight, decides to pull the classic Family Guy escape move, where you run into traffic and somehow nothing bad happens. Like Stewie did that one time.
Or I'll disappear like a serial killer in a 90s movie. Stewie, wait, I need you to get in. I'm gonna do it.
Except this time, something bad does happen.
To make my getaway.
Ryan, oh my God, are you all right?
A bus hits him at full speed and launches him across the road like he's a stunt double. Quagmire just stands there and watches it all unfold. After watching this next bit of karma, we here at Not Fair Studios literally feel ashamed for Brian. There's always a special place in karma history reserved for guys who read a woman's romance novel and assume it's a personal invitation. In Family Guy Light, Lois starts up a writing camp with her friends, and Brian goes snooping through her unfinished romance novel during the day.
Oh my God, this is amazing. This is basically a guide to what Lois is looking for in a lover. Check this out.
The novel is about a woman in an unhappy marriage having an affair with a mysterious man who owns a horse. Brian reads this and decides that what Lois is actually trying to say is that she wants to have an affair with him.
It's a description of her every fantasy and desire. This could finally be my key to...
What? Banging my mom? You know, you are the worst.
So he goes out and gets himself an actual horse, dressed all up in a cape, and shows up looking like a well-budgeted romance novel cover.
Brian, is that your horse? When did you get a horse?
Oh, I've been an equus for a while.
The play with Harry Potter's penis?
Just my trusty steed here.
Lois is genuinely just confused and a little bit disgusted by the whole thing, but Brian is fully committed to playing this character. He decides to prove his bond with the horse by walking around it dramatically.
Ha! What? This is nuts!
Anyway, I've been speaking to my horse in the silent language of knowing, and I...
Even Stewie knows you shouldn't walk behind a horse.
Never walk behind a horse. You would have to hate horses not to know that.
But Brian still didn't stop there. The horse starts kicking him again and again and again.
Being one with nature. A mutual bond of trust. Different species, same heart.
Full hoof to his skull. And then later in the same episode, after Brian acts like a creep about Lois one more time, Stewie brings the same horse back specifically for round 2, and the horse kicks him again.
Just made sense to me at the time, but now that I see what it is, I'm ashamed of myself. I hope you can find it in your heart.
Hey, Bri. There's a good girl.
2 kicks in 1 episode. Jeez. What kind of karma is that? In One Foot in Front of the Mother, Brian starts barking constantly because he claims there's a pack of wolves in the neighborhood.
What the hell's going on over here? You've been barking all morning.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm protecting the neighborhood. I heard from a dog who heard from a dog who heard from another dog that he saw a pack of coyotes on Spooner Street.
There are no wolves. He made it up because he wants to feel like the protector of Spooner Street, which is genuinely embarrassing for someone who is literally afraid of the vacuum cleaner.
About all this.
Lois, this is not funny. I really don't want to see Mr. Who.
Stop! Stop it! Stop it! It's scaring me! Leave me alone! It's so loud!
Quagmire, who's still trying to enjoy his morning, files an anonymous complaint with the police about the noise. Joe shows up in full uniform and slaps Brian with an anti-bark shock collar.
Received an anonymous complaint about your barking.
It was me, Brian. I was the anonymous complaint.
This here's a court order that says you have to wear a bark collar until the complainant is satisfied you can obey the local noise ordinance.
Every time Brian raises his voice above a certain level, the shock collar shocks him. And Brian is stuck with it until Quagmire drops the complaint.
To give you a severe shock if you raise your voice above a certain decibel. You're wasting your time. That's a military-grade collar.
What follows is Brian getting electrocuted by his own instincts. Even when Peter rings the doorbell, Brian gets shocked for it.
Ow, damn it! Ow!
Oh, God. That was awful.
Lock myself out. Anybody in there?
The only way out of this whole thing is to go to Quagmire and beg, which is what Brian eventually has to do. And Quagmire, who's enjoying every second of this, makes him purr like a cat first as part of the apology.
All right. There. Now, will you call Joe?
What do you think, Miss Kitty Witty? Was that a good purr? Ow! Sorry, Brian, she says no.
This has got to be genuinely one of the most funny punishments that Brian has ever received. The next karma is a beating from the smallest member of the family, and it's over the smallest amount of money imaginable. There's no faster way to find out a baby is dangerous than to owe him $50 and then try to dodge it.
Knock, knock. So, you got my money?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'll pay you soon.
Yeah, well, here's a suggestion. Have the money by tomorrow and there won't be any problems.
In Patriot Games, Stewie has gotten into sports betting because Family Guy never explains where its babies get their hobbies. Brian decides to bet $50 with him on a Mike Tyson fight.
Channing beating Mike Tyson in 3 rounds.
Carol Channing. You've got Carol Channing, the actress, beating Mike Tyson, the boxer. Hell, give me $50 on Tyson.
Yeah, you're in good company.
And then Brian loses. And then shortly after, Stewie comes to collect. Then, Brian, instead of paying like an adult, he decides he's going to give Stewie the runaround. Stewie is definitely not the type of creditor who gives an extension on loans. He corners Brian in the hallway and gives him exactly 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Why? What happens in 24 hours?
I don't know. Not psychic, man. I'm just saying it would probably be better for everybody if you had the money tomorrow.
Brian thinks Stewie is bluffing. He's just a baby. Stewie is in fact not bluffing. 24 hours later, he ambushes Brian outside the bathroom and starts the most iconic beating in the entire run of Family Guy.
Yeah, that hurt? That hurt?
What the hell?
Yeah, it feels so good, does it? No, huh?
Stewie just keeps punching him in the face, yelling, "Where's my money?" over and over, while Brian flops around trying to escape. He throws Brian down the stairs at one point.
Morning.
Good day to you, sir. Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?
By the end of the whole thing, Brian's been shot in both legs and lit on fire, all because he couldn't pay his debt in time.
Fool out of me! I want my money! I want my money, man!
Stewie, listen, this is crazy. You got... Oh, my God!
The amount of money you would spend on a pizza and a tip ended up costing Brian a trauma that he won't be forgetting. The next karma is way more emotional than physical, but the damage to his ego puts it firmly in the upper half of this list. We all know that being the dumpy feels bad, and being beaten to the dumping by the very person you were going to dump is a category of pain Brian Griffin had to go through. Brian starts dating a carnival worker named Amber.
Charmed.
Isn't she awesome? You want to come inside, babe?
Nah, I'm just gonna park it here for a few hours and watch Fuller House on my stepson's cracked iPad.
The relationship is not really going anywhere, and after about a week, Brian decides that she's below him socially, and he needs to break up with her. He had a whole speech rehearsed for it. Then, Amber dumps him first.
Hey, Amber, listen, I got your text.
Brian, this here ain't working out. We need to break up.
What? You're breaking up with me?
Whoa, dumped by a carnie. Brutal.
She delivers her own breakup and walks away. Getting dumped is one thing, but getting dumped by a carnie when you were already planning on your own exit speech is a level of ego damage that we wish no one suffers from. Brian decides he's going to win her back. Not because he actually wants her, but specifically so he can dump her himself and reclaim some kind of fake moral high ground.
I think that you can't stand that you got dumped by a carnie, someone you feel is inferior to you.
Fine, you're right, okay? I'm pissed. That's why I'm off to win Amber back, so I can dump her.
He actually spends time on this, putting in real effort. He makes a whole plan around it. Just when he's finally in position to pull the trigger, Amber's uncle shows up and threatens Brian about not breaking her heart, which throws the whole plan into chaos.
This guy who treated her wrong had his scrotum nail clippered off, then got kicked to death behind a Chick-fil-A.
I assure you, my intentions are strictly honorable.
Okay, then. I'm just telling you this as her uncle.
Brian ends up sitting at the carnival, having lost twice. Once when Amber beat him to the breakup, and once again when his entire revenge plan collapsed under the weight of his own ego. In the episode Valentine's Day in Quahog, Brian is alone on Valentine's Day and complaining about it loudly because that's just who he is.
I've had it with Valentine's Day. I'm sick of all of it.
Okay, I'm putting on my friend hat. What's the matter? Let me in.
I don't know. It's just, how come it's so hard to meet the right woman? I think maybe it's just time for me to give up.
Stewie, who has a time machine, decides the kindest thing to do is to help Brian figure out why he keeps failing in relationships. So he goes out and gathers every single one of Brian's ex-girlfriends in the same living room at the same time.
Look,
I've been thinking about your situation with women, and I believe I've come up with a way to get to the source of the problem. Follow me.
What's going on? Oh my God.
Every ex shows up.
As you may have guessed, you are here because you have all dated this great guy. Yet somehow things didn't work out. My objective is to figure out why.
I don't know, the word self-absorbed comes to mind.
And pretentious. Definitely.
And we mean every one of them. Caroline, Gillian, Brooke, Rita, Cheryl Teagues, Kate, all of them. They start sharing notes, and one by one they described everything that was wrong with Brian when they dated him.
Pretentious.
And he's got a big ego.
Okay, we seem to have a theme going here.
They said all of the things about Brian.
Secure. And a blowhard. And he's got a tiny penis.
Yeah, that was pretty clear by the survey. Okay, now who wants more wine?
This is great. We should do this every Saturday.
Brian, watching this little plan form right in front of him, makes him completely lose his composure and starts insulting every one of them on the way out the door.
Being honest.
Oh, you want honest? You're an old bag. You're blind. Your vomit tastes weird. You don't even know why you're here. You chose to be on the hills. You still have bits of penis left, and you can never get wet.
Naturally, the exes don't take kindly to this and chase him out of the house in a furious mob.
Get him!
Every woman he's ever wronged hunted down through the streets of Quahog all at once. The episode literally ends with Brian running for his life. In the next one, Brian almost died because he was greedy and stupid at the same time. In the episode Switch the Flip, Brian and Stewie start investing together in the stock market, and Brian gets a taste of money for the first time in years.
Here's $1,000 to fix your car, and here's $1,000 profit.
Whoa, hold on. You made $2,000 in a couple days?
Yep.
Oh my God. You gotta teach me how to invest.
He wants more of it. So, they look into a Korean company that has something to do with protein shakes with incredibly high profit margins. And Stewie decides to head down to the factory in person to make sure everything is on the level before they put real money into it. Stewie figures out the secret immediately. The shakes are made out of dog meat. He calls Brian and tells him directly. Brian hears this information and decides he's going through with the investment anyway because the money's too good to walk away from.
What do you mean? I'm taking a meeting. This company's worth a fortune. What? You still want to invest in this? You can't be serious. Sorry, Stewie. Wall Street is a people-eat-dog world. Everyone knows that. Oh my God.
Stewie tries to talk him out of it, and Brian basically tells him if he's too scared to invest, then maybe Stewie is the wrong partner.
Investing in this company, and if you're too scared to do it with me, then maybe I'm working with the wrong partner.
What are you talking about? I'm the one who taught you how to invest. You can't ditch me.
Sorry, Stewie. When I left you, I was but a learner.
He literally said that to his best friend. So, Brian shows up to the meeting in person to negotiate the terms, and the company has been waiting for him.
I have an appointment to see your CEO about an investment.
Ah, yes, we're waiting for you. Here, breathe deeply into this investor's bag.
All right.
They didn't invite him as an investor. He was invited as the next ingredient.
You've reached Stewie Griffin. Leave a message.
Hey, give me that phone.
Stewie, it's Brian. You gotta help me. I'm gonna get Damn it. Well, I guess Stewie's my only hope now.
Stewie has to come in and save him with his gymnastic moves.
Rupert, music!
Brian survives by pure luck and the fact that Stewie has skills no toddler should have. Brian almost died because his greed was bigger than his survival instinct. The lesson learned from this next piece of karma is that the fastest way to lose all of your credibility is to admit on live television that you don't believe in your own work. And Brian found a way to do it in front of millions. In Brian Writes a Bestseller, Brian publishes a self-help book called Wish It, Want It, Do It. And against everyone's expectations, the book becomes a #1 bestseller.
Hi, I just want to say that I can't tell you how much your book has helped me.
Okay, here you go, Dan.
It's Jan.
Back of the line, go on. Come back around, he'll try it again.
And the moment success hits him, Brian becomes completely insufferable. As predicted. He even becomes rude to his fans at the book signing. Like all of the celebrities out here, he's even demanding nicer tables at restaurants.
I'm not sure.
Well, I'm sure for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm a little creeped out.
Hey, congratulations. Somebody famous now hates you.
Stewie, who's the one who's actually managing Brian's career, eventually gets him booked on Real Time with Bill Maher for a national television appearance.
Brian! Brian!
Brian, look at this. I got you on Real Time with Bill Maher.
Awesome, Stewie. Great job.
Oh, great job. So you know that phrase. What's that? What? What phrase do I know?
So Brian walks on to Real Time, and Bill Maher and the other guests on the panel start asking him questions.
What it comes down to is that these false promises of like a quick fix to any problem that you would ever have, what books like these suggest is actually damaging to a large, gullible segment of the population.
And every single one of them tears it apart on live television in front of a national audience. Bill Maher doesn't just call the book bad, he even likes jokes about it.
Yes, Dana has made a career in comedy. I don't think he's ever done anything as laughable as this book.
What do you want? I wrote it in a day.
Brian sits there trying to defend his work and eventually cracks under the pressure. He admits on air that he thinks the book is crap and that he only wrote it to make money.
I think you're totally getting the wrong impression of me. I was just trying to write something that would sell. I think it's crap, too.
If I had even one shred of respect for you before this, it's gone now.
The little credibility that he had is completely gone. That kind of public humiliation doesn't really wash off that easily afterwards.
I mean, if you're going to dump on people, the kind of steaming, stinking, smelly dump, at least stand by your dump.
In the next bit of karma, Brian's actual life completely falls apart, and it happens because of one single bad tweet. Most people take a few years to ruin their lives, but Brian managed to do it in one tweet. In the episode The D in Apartment 23, Brian gets really into Twitter and starts tweeting hot takes constantly, trying to go viral.
All right, open app. Got a bunch of those, no biggie. Type in tweet and tweeted. I am back in the game. See? Up, you're gone.
Nothing seems to land for him. So one day, on his way to see a Kevin Hart movie, he tweets something genuinely racist as a joke, and the internet finally notices him.
About to see the new Kevin Hart movie. Just kidding, I'm white and went to college.
But it's the wrong kind of attention. The whole town turns on him within hours. Even Chris and Meg get in a huge fight at school because...
It was a joke.
Then, after, the Griffins sit him down in the living room and tell him he has to move out of the house.
Thank God you have my back.
We think you should move out.
What?
Oh, we've got to keep our family safe. I'm sorry. It's for the best.
Are you serious?
Then, Brian gets up to leave with his head down. He's dragging his stuff out the door, and Stewie, the closest friend he's ever had, says, wait.
Brian, wait! This caller is ours. It has our address on it. Peace, dude.
Brian turns around hopeful. Maybe Stewie's going to defend him, or maybe Stewie's going to ask him to stay. But Stewie just walks up to him and takes the collar off his neck because the collar has the family's home address on it. Stewie was the closest thing he had to a brother. He should not have done that to him. Brian moves into a disgusting little apartment somewhere in the worst part of Quahog with no friends, no money, and mostly no plan. One tweet ended his entire life as he knew it. The next one is proof of what happens to a man who's already lost everything and somehow finds a way to make it worse for himself. In life, when you've already hit rock bottom, the universe still finds creative ways to dig the floor lower for you. That's exactly what keeps happening to Brian. We pick up exactly where the last karma left off. Brian is still living in that horrible little apartment and he genuinely needs money for rent.
So, what do you think? Is your family going to give you money for the rent?
Yeah, I'm thinking no.
Well, you got to do something, Brian.
I'll get a job, okay? There's got to be something I can do. It's not like I'm Ringo.
So he gets himself a job at a crisis hotline, which is already a wild career choice for the guy who actively makes other people's lives worse.
Welcome aboard, Brian. This is your coworker, Martha.
Pleased to meet you, Brian.
Pleasure's all mine. So, any advice?
His co-worker is a woman named Martha. Brian, who has clearly learned nothing from anything that has happened to him so far, decides he wants to date her.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe we could Netflix and grill.
It's Netflix and chill.
Oh, good, because I don't have a grill.
But Martha's not interested. She rejects him, and instead of accepting that and moving on, Brian looks her up and finds Facebook photos of her at her grandfather's funeral and uses those photos to pleasure himself.
Let's see what kind of Facebook account we got for this Martha. Yep, private account. Oh, Grandpa's funeral. Baby look good in black.
When Martha finds out about it, she's understandably beyond horrified. Brian, panicking that she might report him to HR, or worse, beats her to the punch. He plants her belongings and calls the police on her. The cops show up and they find the drugs and arrest her on the spot.
Yeah? Why, officer?
Found it.
What is that?
Like you don't know. Cocaine. Best thing ever.
You're gonna have to come with us. And Jeff, you might want to call your sponsor.
While the police are escorting her out of the building, Martha figures out exactly what Brian did. Then, with the cops still gripping her arms, she pushes Brian as hard as she physically can. Brian goes flying down the stairs and breaks his leg on the way down.
My leg is broken!
The last karma on this list took something from Brian that he never actually got back. Inviting your worst critic over for dinner and asking him to be honest with you is the kind of decision no one should make. In Jerome is the New Black, Brian finds out from Peter that Quagmire genuinely doesn't like him, and Brian, ever convinced of his own charm, decides the best way to handle this is to invite Quagmire over for one-on-one dinner.
I wrote you that because I knew you'd never come if it was me, but I planned a big night and we're gonna have a great time.
Brian.
He thinks if he just sits down with Quagmire and has a real conversation, he can win him over. Brian asks Quagmire the question directly during dinner. He asks him why he doesn't like it.
But I'm trying to establish a friendship with you. All I've done is try to be nice to you and you still don't like me. How can you not like me?
I'll tell you. You are the worst person I know.
What follows is the single most devastating speech seen on Family Guy. Quagmire, calmly, without raising his voice, lists every single thing wrong with Brian Griffin, one thing at a time. He even brings up the constant flirting that Brian does with Lois behind Peter's back, even though Peter has saved Brian's life multiple times. He lays out exactly how Brian repays the only family that has ever taken him in.
The man pays for your food and rescued you from certain death, and this is how you repay him? And to add insult to injury, you defecate all over his yard.
And Quagmire keeps going.
You pay for nothing. You always say, ooh, I'll get you later, but later never comes. Pretend you're this deep guy who loves women for their souls when all you do is date bimbos.
He even hits Brian on his failed writing, and he finishes the whole speech by calling Brian a sad, lonely, alcoholic bore.
You know, I should have known Cheryl Teagues didn't write me that note. She would have known there's no A in the word definite. And I think what I hate most about you, legalize pot man, how big business is crushing the underclass, how homelessness is the biggest tragedy in America.
By the end of it, Brian can't say a single word back.
You're just a big, sad, alcoholic bore. I'll see you, Brian. Thanks for the steak.
He just sits there and takes it all in. Which one hit the hardest for you? Drop in the comments because we genuinely want to know. And which cartoon character deserves the next Karma video? Because the list is ready and we're coming back very soon. Subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.